All right, let's take a look at chapter 11. First off, 11.1, understanding area. Let's get some vocabulary out of the way. Area is the number of square units of space within the bounded region. So sorry about my handwriting here. Area of a rectangle. Area is equal to, this is like a fancy looking L, area equals length times width, or you might say area is equal to base times height, either way. Area of a square, same as a rectangle, right? Area equals length times width, or you might say area equals base times height, or you might say the area is equal to one of the sides squared, because every side has the same length. Let's try example 1 on your own. Find the area of the rectangle shown here. Pause the video now and give that one a shot. All right, so we got to find the area of this rectangle. We know it's a right triangle here on the right side. It's a rectangle. Every vertex angle is 90 degrees. We're also given that we have a 30-degree angle here. So what we have is a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. You can see I labeled this top angle as 60 degrees. Remember, in a rhombus, the vertex angles are bisected, but that is not true in a rectangle unless that rhombus is a square. Looking at this right triangle, we have the hypotenuse. So to go from the hypotenuse to the short leg, we need to divide by 2. So 26 divided by 2, my short leg, which is always opposite that 30-degree angle, is going to be 13. To go from the short leg to the long leg, we have to multiply the short leg by square root of 3. So 13 root 3 is the long leg. So we now have the length and the width. 13 times 13 root 3 gives us 169 square root of 3. If it were inches, it'd be inches squared, or centimeters, centimeters squared, whatever. We don't have units, so you could write unit squared or nothing at all. That's okay too. Example 2, try this one on your own. I'll chime in with a clue. So I would encourage you to try it on your own first. And if you can't figure it out on your own, then unpause it for the clue. So pause the video now. Okay, so this is like an irregularly shaped figure, right? But we can divide it up into a number of rectangles. So here's one rectangle I can make, and here are 2 more rectangles I can make. So with that in mind, find the area of that figure. Okay, the rectangle on the left here, 12 times 14, we get 168 for this rectangle. Rectangle on the right, 7 times 5 is 35. The rectangle in the middle, okay, keep in mind that the entire bottom side is 25. This segment here is 12. This segment here is 7. See if you can find out this center segment there. It's going to be 6, right? 12 plus 7 is 19. 25 minus 19 is 6. We can check it. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 7, we do get 25 for the entire bottom side there. The vertical portion of this, not quite as bad. 13 plus 5, right? So from here on down to the bottom, 13 plus 5, we get 18. So 6 times 18 is going to be 108 for that rectangle there. And now, to find the area of the whole thing, we need to add these together. So 168 plus 108 plus 35. And when we add 168 plus 108 plus 35, we get 311 units squared. No units on this one, so you could write it just like that, or if you wanted to write units squared, that would be okay too. All right, on to example 3. Why don't you try this one on your own. Find the area of a square inscribed in a circle with a radius of 8 centimeters. So pause the video now and try that example. Okay, so to find the area of the square, we need to find one side length. We do know the radius, so let's draw in the radius. So there you have the radius from the center to any of the vertices. It's going to be 8 centimeters. Okay, think about what the diagonals do to the vertex angles of a square. The diagonals bisect the vertex angles. Each vertex angle is 90 degrees, and when it's been bisected, it's going to be 45. So we know that's a 45-degree angle right there. Now from here, there's a couple different ways we could go. We could create a smaller right triangle here, or you could continue the diagonal down, which is what I will do. And we know this is also a 45-degree angle. And of course, we have a 90-degree angle at that vertex. Think about what this diameter of the circle is going to be. It's going to be 16. So 16 centimeters for our diameter, which is also the diagonal of this square. How do we find one side? In a 45, 45, 90 triangle, to go from the hypotenuse to a side, what do we have to do? See if you can remember. We need to divide by root 2. Now make sure you rationalize that denominator too. So we take our hypotenuse, 16, divided by square root of 2, rationalize that denominator, and we get 8 multiplied by square root of 2. Pause the video here, take a look at my supporting work if you don't understand that. So that is one side of this square. And not only is it one side, it's all the sides. So every side is 8 multiplied by square root of 2. So to find the area of the square, it's going to be 8 square root of 2 multiplied by itself, 8 square root of 2. 8 times 8, we get 64. Square root of 2 times square root of 2, we get 2. 64 times 2, we get 128 centimeters squared. So there we go, 128 centimeters squared for the area of the square. Let me read the problem again, make sure I found what I was supposed to find. Find the area of a square, okay, inscribed in a circle with a radius of 8 centimeters. Area of that square is 128 centimeters squared. All right, thank you very much. Enjoy the assignment.